Good morning, this is Jeremy Williams with Sewer Line Check Professionals. We're here at 14563 Addison Street, Sherman Oaks. Performing a video examination of the main sewer line. We'll be entering into the line today through the smaller access located on the left exterior wall just below the tankless water heater. From here we drop down into the line. We're in a smaller pipe here, and then we'll enter into shortly a larger pipe. I see it just ahead. A lot of debris in the pipe here, which is not all that uncommon. Probably a line that gets a lot of debris run through it, sinks, etc. Very common for that. Lines like these can always benefit from a little cleaning just to knock that debris away. Right here we're leaving this old plastic and entering into an older cast iron. There's a turn here that's the cast iron rusting process is causing it to be difficult to get around, but we should be able to make it through. Just to get lucky and have it pop over this. There we go. Now the main sewer line is identified as the portion of waste drainage piping that is exterior to the structure. It connects the building drainage system, which we're in now. It's the portion of waste drainage piping that is underneath or interior to a structure, to the city sewer, which is typically underneath the street, in front of the property. This examination does not focus on the building drainage system. A lot of this piping can actually be visibly seen underneath the structure, which is a much better way to assess its condition. From the interior, it takes on a very rusty look quite early on, and its failure is inevitable, as cast iron is a rusting material. Eventually the pipe walls will thin out to a point where they're paper thin, and cracks and holes will start to open in it. The best way to identify that, since from the inside it just looks rusty, is to look at it from the exterior and see if it's actually leaking. So I would refer to your written report for your home inspection, or if you had a plumbing inspection performed on the piping underneath the home, refer to that. Right here is actually the start of the real main sewer line. So we're now exterior to the structure. I'm going to zero out the footage counter so we can get an accurate footage of the main sewer line portion of piping. If I pull the camera back a little bit, you see that big opening in the top of the pipe. That's actually the main sewer line cleanup. That is ideally the access point that I'd be getting into today, but it's been buried, and if necessary, I'll be locating it. The pipe here is a material called vitrified clay, easily the most common piping material for sewer lines, and it is considered a good material primarily for the fact that it does not rust or corrode over time. It's not naturally decaying. It has this potential for a nearly unlimited lifespan. There are two things that will typically affect clay piping, cause its life expectancy to drop or just cause damage to it. First is clay's susceptibility to seismic damage. It is not a flexible material, and while I would not categorize it as being overly fragile, it's definitely a piping material you want to look at after any major earth movement. Second, and more commonly an issue, is its susceptibility to root intrusions. Roots coming in through the joints of a clay system are extremely common and typical. So far we have not seen any, which is actually quite rare, but probably a product of the lack of trees in the area. Right here we have a very, very small little stretch of cast iron. Why it's there, I'm not really certain. It's a little unusual to just see a small cast iron patch. It's possible that at some point, years gone by, a tree had done something that's no longer in existence, and it broke the pipe, and whoever repaired it decided to use cast iron, something like that. Still looks to be functioning. So basically, in a nutshell, we are looking for damage to the clay pipe caused by earth movement, and we're looking for root intrusions. Roots are not an immediate indication of failure in clay piping. Roots, you really anticipate existing at these joints. These are joints here. See, joints every few feet. And most roots can just be maintained with regular sewer line cleanings. It's only when the roots go unmaintained for extended periods of time that they can typically gain the ability to actually damage or block the pipe. Right here, the pipe's diameter has increased from 4 to 6 inches in diameter. Almost looks like we're entering into a lining system. You can see back here that the far pipe is clay. It's changing color, and then you can almost see like a paper-thin sheet right in front of there, just above the footage counter on the bottom right. If it is a lining system, it looks like it's probably a pretty cheap one. Lining systems are a newer method of sewer line rehabilitation where they put a new pipe inside an existing pipe. It's fine. There's no problem in that area. Don't know why it was lined. Might just be a color difference, some kind of debris coating the pipe even. Should be getting pretty close to the city sewer now. I suspect we'll be hitting it soon. Right around this turn, we will be looking into the city sewer. And that's it there. You can see a much bigger pipe, 78 feet. So it's about a 78-foot sewer line. For the most part, it's clay. There's a couple very tiny patches of other materials, but everything is operating fine. The roots are almost non-existent. There's really no need for any maintenance of any kind at this point. My only recommendations for this system will be to have it looked at again within a couple of years, as well as after any significant seismic activities. All clay systems should be looked at. But other than that, it's a fine operating system at this point, as far as the main sewer line is concerned. And that is going to conclude the video portion of this examination. Again, this is Jeremy Williams with Sewer Line Check Professionals. Thank you very much, and have a great day.